What's going on, Jerome's? Better late than never, and it's time for the most accurate power rankings in the known universe. And if you disagree with any single one of the rankings, you are wrong. How does it feel? Now, we generally get this out like on Wednesdays, but yeah, Daddy's having a good time this week. So it's bumped back to Friday. It's interesting because now we get to include the Thursday night football game in a ranking. So that we'll see what happens there. Starting off at 33 as we always do. Sunday night football, which feels like it took place, 2 years ago. But the Philadelphia Eagles allegedly beat the greasy grimy Green Bay Packers. Although it did let my love open the door to Jordan Love. The dynasty is coming, man. They should sit Rodgers with his broken thumb and now broken ribs and all this stuff. Get the hell out of here. 32. Got the Denver Broncos down one spot. No one's coming to Russ's birthday party. And also the defenders are yelling at Russ now. It's like, you're putting us in bad spots, going 3 and out. We're losing to Sam Darnold. It's rough, man. It's rough. But, Denver is a rolling ecological disaster. And everyone needs to be fired, including our guy, George Payton. Texans. 1-9-1. So I wonder how C.J. Stroud or Bryce Young is gonna look in Texans blue, because this ain't it. This ain't going on, man. But I do think that they do show some fight, and although the final score is not as close as this game really was, Miami's up 30-0 at halftime, and Texas came all the way back. Whatever. 30 got the Rams. This may be the largest fall off for a Super Bowl champion in history. It's really starting to get to that level. And yes, injuries are a factor, but a lot of it, Big Whit retired. OBJ was out with an injury, hasn't been re-signed. Allen Robinson was Garbaggio, and Von Miller left. So it's been rough. It's been rough all the way around. They should sit Stafford the rest of the year, and they should play Bryce Perkins, because I actually think that he could be something down the line. 29, got the crooked Chicago Bears. No Justin Fields, although it does sound like Fields is going to be back this week with a separated shoulder, but they just look against the Jets. Mike White destroyed things for the Jets too, but Chicago just really looked non-competitive. And also they lost Eddie Jackson for the year too. 28, got the Cardinals. Dysfunction, just beautiful dysfunction on display. All of the Kyler Murray, Patrick Peterson random beef this week. Kyler calling out the schematics and stuff. And Hard Knocks could not have had a better team for their in-season show, because Arizona has just been a mess, and they're full of drama and just not a good football team right now. 27, you got the Saints down one spot, just going out to San Francisco, getting blanked. San Francisco is a hell of a football team, but this was really just non-competitive. It was not. But New Orleans, another tough season. Also, they don't have a first-round pick, so potentially trying to find their quarterback of the future could be a little bit tough. 26, you got the Colts down 5 spots, where the Colts, have had some fight in these last couple games. They narrowly lost to the Eagles, and they did take the lead late against the Steelers before Benny Snell put Pittsburgh back up for good. But sort of is what it is. They're not a very good football team. They have a lot of nice parts. Jonathan Taylor Thomas, they got some nice parts on defense, but I don't know. Jeff Saturday's guys work cut out for him. 25. Got the Raiders up 2 spots. Going on the road, going up to Seattle, playing the 12s, tough spot to play, getting it done in overtime. Josh Jacobs, by the way, is setting himself up to get paid. Relative to running back contracts, but this was a good win for the Raiders. Now, they're not going to make the playoffs. It's kind of tough because Devontae's older. Derek Carr's also getting up there too, so it's not like they're young all across the board. But is it enough to save Josh McDaniels' job so he doesn't become a one and done? It's possible. 24. Got the Browns up 1 spot. Good for the Browns. You got Tampa Bay coming in, and the Browns and Nick Chubb were able to put together a great game plan. Jacoby Brissett played really well in his final start as Deshaun Watson returns this week. Where the Browns travel to the Texans. The schedule makers are just always on one, aren't they? But the Browns, maybe Stefanski sticks around. I hope he does. He's our guy. 23, you got the Falcons. Just going into Washington, and Mariota. Mariota's like a decent bridge quarterback, but I think they should have turned to Desmond Ridder at some point this year. Also, not having Pitts is a significant loss, even though they weren't really using him. The offense is sort of helter-skelter. They don't utilize Drake London. They can run the ball fine. Defense is okay, but the fact that they're still in the NFC South, they could win their division and host a playoff game. That's how bad that division is right now. 22, you got the Panthers. Now, Should I put the Panthers above the Falcons? Probably not. But I was just excited. I mean, the Panthers getting off the mat. Sam Darnold out there slanging it, getting a W. Where they'll be in an interesting spot where obviously they should and could go for their quarterback of the future in the draft. But it's just a mess. Like, how do you have two of the top 3 picks from the 2018 class and they're both garbage? Well, even though Darnold looked good on Sunday. 21. You got the Bucs down 8 spots where if they wanted to separate themselves from the rest of the division, this was a must-win. And they just looked inept at times. Right? Probably one of the worst games that I've seen Tampa play this season. And then they just didn't get it done in overtime. 20. Got the Steelers up 2 spots, beating Indy, just edging them in on Monday Night Football in Indianapolis. And I do think that Kenny Pickett could have a decent future. I think that he makes enough plays, and he's starting to limit mistakes. Also, George Pickens is going to be a star in this league. So, I mean, the cupboard's not bare in Pittsburgh. It's just kind of a rough season. But, Tomlin's going to lead them through. 19, you got the Jaguars up 4 spots. Ooh, Duval. The Trevor Lawrence signature moment, leading them on the long-ass touchdown drive, putting them ahead, going for 2, and then also fading Justin Tucker's 67-yarder, which looked good, by the way. But really happy for Jacksonville. Their young team, I think Doug Peterson is getting them in the right frame of mind, and I think that Lawrence is going to be a dude. I mean, there's a lot of question marks through his first year and a half and change, but now I think he's good to go. 18. Got the Patriots down 6 spots. All right, so now we're able to. So they lost on Thanksgiving, and then they played again on Thursday, and then they lost to the Bills, where the offense is just. I mean, their offense was Marcus Jones, yes, the cornerback and return specialist, but other than that, they couldn't run the ball. Mac Jones couldn't throw the ball, and they were never going to be competitive in this game, even at home. It's a bit of a shocker for Patriots fans who are used to seeing this team be so dominant at home, but no, Buffalo came in and handled them. 17, you got Georgia up 1 spot, big time win. Well, you're just keeping away your rival, Georgia Tech. It's like big brother playing little brother. And now Georgia plays LSU in the SEC title game on Saturday. Should be a good one. 16. You have the Chargers going into Arizona, getting a win, going for 2. It's so in vogue, so hot right now. I still believe in Justin Herbert. I think that he's definitely my guy, but they've been weathering a lot of injuries. They're starting to get a couple guys back health-wise, but, I mean, the AFC is super competitive this year. So we'll see if the Chargers can even be in contention for a wild card spot. 15, got the Lions. Fortunately lost. Well, I guess unfortunate thing, where I guess it's fortunate just for me specifically as a Vikings fan, where obviously it's great to see your division rivals lose, but I mean, Detroit played them tough. I mean, Buffalo, of course, sort of it was what it was, but the Lions, I mean, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jamal Williams, I mean, they got some players. Hutchinson is looking really good, especially in both their trenches. I do like their young depth. 14, got the Giants down 1 spot, so yes, the last-second touchdown to get him with an 8 certainly was lucrative for Daddy, who bet on the Giants as well as the over. But this is one of those spots where Daboll is going to be better in a year or two. Like, him and Joe Shane are able to get their guys in the building. I don't think that they should bring back Daniel Jones. Saquon is obviously a stud, but do you trade him at this point before you have to pay him a big-time running back contract? It's possible. I do like their depth in the trenches, but I know it's clear that they're third wheel, maybe even fourth wheel in the NFC East, depending on how you see the commies. 13, you got the Jets up 5 spots. Jets, Jets. Big time win over the Bears, but now they're coming into US Bank Stadium. They're going to go ahead and get spanked. 12, you got the Seahawks down 2 spots. Geno played good. Sort of is what it is. Losing a tough one at home in overtime. 11, got the Ravens down 2 spots where, yeah, sometimes you just can't beat Trevor Lawrence. And the fact that just the insane, well, also they blew a lead, which is kind of on par for the Ravens this year. Also, it's insane saying that Justin Tucker's 67-yarder almost hit it. You got the Titans down 2 spots. Since he came in without Jamar Chase and just beat you and out physically you in your building. It's kind of tough, man. Also, no Joe Mixon. 9, you got the Commies up 2 spots, where the Commies are playing some good football. Like, it's sort of similar to the Vikings, where it's a little bit ugly. It's not as definite as you would like it to be, but they're getting it done. And they're getting some positive momentum. I think that they're going to make it as a wild card team. 8, you got the Bengals up 7 spots, going into Tennessee, getting a big-time win, shutting down King Henry. Well, to a degree, right? But Joe Burrow is still that dude, and now it looks like Chase is coming back, and now that Mixon's coming back. I think that Cincy, the team that won the conference last year. Yeah, them. You got the Vikings staying, actually the entire top 7 all won and didn't look bad or good in any fashion. So the Vikings up there at 7, a nice win on Thanksgiving evening against the Patriots. They got the Cowboys outlasting the Giants. You got the Niners blanking the Saints. You got the Eagles. Well, I guess we could have dropped the Eagles. I mean, and we still can do that. All right, so you know what? Let's just get nuts. So everyone else is bumped up 1, and then Philly's dropped 4. Because, I mean, how is this game this close with the Packers? Even though I understand that it was a lot more one-sided than the final score suggests, but whatever. You got the Dolphins doubling up on the Texans, speaking of not as close as the final score. You got the Bills putting the bank thing on the Patriots. It really was an ass-kicking. It was. I mean, Buffalo just looked on a different level than the Patriots. And then Kansas City Chiefs just really taken to the undermanned and depleted Rams. But that's it. That's our Week 13 NFL Power Rankings. A little bit later than usual. But again, if you disagree with any one of the rankings, you were wrong. How does it feel? Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comments section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Must support the work. Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skol, production value.